Want to ride ATVs straight from your waterside campsite into the colorful mountains of the Rockies? Guess what? You're in luck, because today on AYL, we're heading out of one destination with everything you need to make the perfect adventure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Booth. We're traveling through every season in one ride, and you're going to want to join us. Then Steve Human rides out of Green River on a trip few adventurers know anything about.
Finally, Reece brings us a story that's for the birds. AYL starts now.
Chad, where the heck are we?
Well, I know exactly where we are. We're in a boulder field.
Chad.
I know where we are.
Hey, welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Ria Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth. And to answer Ria's question, we are on Trail 39A of the Arapeen Trail System, crossing a really big boulder field.
It's just beautiful up here. We started at the Palisades State Park, which is out here in Sanpete County. And this trail goes all the way across the Skyline Trail, which actually bridges like 7 communities, and it ends up in Emery County near Farron.
So yeah, you can take your pick. You can have breakfast in one town, lunch in another, dinner in another, and still get back to your campground at Palisades.
And you can gas up in between. But they said there's 70 miles of a 10,000-foot trail. It's just fascinating. It's gorgeous up here.
Yeah, you can actually leave I-70 at Salina and come out at the top of American or Spanish Fork Canyon. That's how long that is.
Let's show them what we got here.
Well, we've had a wonderful ride up 6 Mile Canyon, up Trail 38, and now we're on the Skyline Drive. And we're gonna drop back down through 12 Mile Canyon and then return over into 6 Mile Canyon.
We're on the Arapeen Trail System, one of 13 trail systems throughout the state of Utah. It's been a glorious day. It's been a great ride. We've had challenging areas, we've had easy areas, we've had just fantastic scenery. It's been a great day.
The Arapeen Trail System in this area in the Sanpete Valley covers 550 miles of ATV and OHV friendly trails. It's Trail 39A, it's called the Sandridge Trail. It's a huge boulder field on that trail, and it would be the advanced part. It was quite a climb.
We got ourselves a serious boulder field here. Hey, do you have the emergency brake on? I'm freaking serious, dude. There we go, now we go. Oh boy.
No, it just won't make it over that spot.
But that's what makes it fun. That's why we do this. If it was a walk in the park, why would we bother? We want to make it, we want to come home safe, and we come home safe, and we do things to make ourselves safe. But we want a challenge, or why would we get out? We started at Palisades State Park. There are 18 state parks that you can park your camper, your toy hauler, or your trailer with your off-highway vehicle, and you can ride directly from the state park to a riding trailhead, to a riding area, and come back.
Oh, it's great. You can ride right out of the state park, and also the communities in the area all allow the ATVs in the communities. You can ride from town straight onto the trails. We've seen some beautiful fall colors today, that's for sure, and it's going to be great for a couple weeks.
Yeah, the colors are popping today. It's glorious. Those the quaky aspen were the bright yellows, and then we had the contrasting greens of the pines. It was glorious. It's the scenery, it's the people you're with. It gets you a chance to get out and enjoy some solitude. You see some things that you're not going to see where you're at. You know, I'm stealing a phrase, but they say that Mother Nature played favorites with Utah. She certainly did. It's been glorious.
You know, Ria, I really feel sorry for people that have not been able to get out and see this year's colors, because they have been brilliant and spectacular, from our motorcycle rides down in the central part of the state up here to the Arapeen.
Yeah, Utah, they got it all. They really do. And ATV in this time of year is perfect.
As long as you bring your camera, it will be a memorable experience. Well, right now it's time for us to go off to something else that's very memorable. Every week we bring you a travel adventure, and Stephen Human has got one for you this week.
Is therapy. I use this as therapy, probably, more than anything.
Vivid desert mosaics, old Native American carvings, a view that redefines words like beautiful and majestic. For most travelers, the I-70 corridor cuts Utah in two through a desolate brown expanse that stretches for hundreds of miles in every direction. For men like Scott Wheeler and Glenn Olson, however, this land holds far more beauty and adventure than the interstate implies. Today, they've set off in their side-by-sides and ATVs for a trip that challenges how we understand areas we think we know merely because we've driven through them on the highway.
We are out north of Green River on Tusher Canyon. It's an interesting trail. It's got some real scenic aspects to it. Right now we're stopped at the overlooking the Green River.
The Swayze's Beach is just down over here. It's actually quite a popular place to actually float the river. But the view up here is just tremendous. We're probably about, I'd say 800 feet higher than the river level, and you have the Beckwith Plateau in the background out there. You have Elliott Peak back over there, and I enjoy coming up and just looking at this. I enjoy the ride coming up. I enjoy the access that we still have here.
It's fun to explore new places. It's fun to be places where we probably wouldn't be able to go if we didn't have one of these machines.
The Green River area is always a surprise for explorers looking for diverse terrain and a splash of color. Green River was established on the bank of its namesake in the mid-1870s and quickly became a productive farming community famous for its watermelons. While that legacy is alive today and celebrated every September at their Melon Days Festival, Green River also offers a surprising number of OHV trails as well. They snake into surprisingly green landscapes and invite riders to step off the highway and into a place that is altogether new. Our group today is made up of riders from around the area, representing organizations that have been working to keep these areas rideable and open.
We've got several groups here. We've got Castle Country OHV, we've got Northern Utah ATV Trail Riders, and Please here, and just people getting together, having a good time.
Because there's no greater country than right around here. There's so much to see. People just don't realize how much there is down here. That's part of my life. I want to see as much of this country as I can.
Trips like this always seem to facilitate the forging of friendships. Strangers in the morning become comrades by the afternoon. For example, I had the chance to meet Austin out on this trail. Say hello, Austin. He was curious, aware of the beautiful surroundings, and even helped me to get a couple of shots. Sort of. And that's another of the beauties of having the ability to explore on the trails out here and throughout the West in general. Without an ATV path to ride and, of course, a loving dad to take him out, Austin could never have seen any of this. These experiences have as deep an impact on him as they do on everyone else enjoying them today. As the afternoon draws to a close, it seems that each of us has found something different to appreciate on the ride today.
The view is just, you can't get a more scenic view. It's almost like being on the Grand Canyon, or very similar to that.
Well, it was really fun riding up through the canyon, the narrow wash that we rode up. But coming along this rim has been fantastic. It's got some beautiful views.
Taken as a whole, the Tusher Canyon ride has a bit of everything, but club members were quick to point out that without proper stewardship practices, even an area as impressive and seemingly made for off-highway travel as this could be closed. That's one of the reasons they came out today, to see trail conditions and spread the word that respect for our public lands is how we keep trails open.
We all need to be part of this process. If we're not, we'll probably slowly lose some of it.
And that will be devastating to the Glens, the Scotts, and the Austins out there, who have yet to see the striking lands just off I-70 in Green River. You may think you've seen it all from the window of your car, but as I found out today, you haven't seen anything. I'm Stephen Heumann for At Your Leisure. More adventure coming your way after this break.
When the road takes you farther than you knew possible, when the world is more beautiful than you've ever seen, when home is more comfortable than it should be, this is when you know you're in Kane County. The perfect mix of rural and urban, culture and adventure. Glendale, Orderville, Kanab, Big Water, Small towns with more to offer than just peace and quiet. Kane County, Utah. Find the new you.
In 1946, Ray City started a business built on exploration and family. He made his customers a promise that they would always find a friend when they walked into a dealership with the name Ray City. Now, 70 years later, that promise is fulfilled every day. We're still all about exploration and family. 70 years is a long time, but we are just getting started. Come in and celebrate our huge anniversary sale. Ray City RV off Riverdale Road in Roy, serving your family since 1946.
In our never-ending push to come up with what's next, we took everything you love about the summit to an entirely new level. The next Ski-Doo Summit. Powerful, effortless. It's what's next.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Darren Kinder, and our product review today is the Defender XT, and this is the HD10 model, which means it's basically a 1000cc machine, and they also make it in an 800. And either way, these things are set up to be real workhorses. They carry a lot of people, but yet you can still go out and have some fun with them. So let's take a look at it. Now up here in the front end, you have a double A-arm front suspension, so you've got really good travel. But one thing I really like is standard on this machine is a 4,500-pound winch, which will really pull you out of just about anything you get yourself stuck in. Now back here you can see that you have a lot of room to be able to get to the motor and work on if you have to replace a belt or if you have to clean your air filter. This has that Donaldson air filter on it, great big air filter that really allows it to keep the intake clean. Now this bed is made out of a really durable plastic, lots of room in it, and they have all these little pockets in it, so if you want to put some 2x4s in here and create, a higher rack system on it to be able to carry hay or whatever, they have that. It has a really solid tailgate on it, and they've made 4 indentations for 5-gallon buckets, so you can put buckets down in there and tie them down, they won't go sliding around. Now inside the machine, they've done a lot of cool things. Now up here in the front seat, there's lots of cool little features. First of all, you have a nice cup holder here with a jockey box in it, but if you've got 6 people, you can just flip that up and there's your third seat. Under the passenger seat is a large storage box that is removable from the machine. Also is this storage box right here that you can open it like a glove box, but if you want to take it with you, you've got some tools in it, you can just take it out of the machine altogether. Now this machine really has a lot of different options available for it. One of the things you notice, it has a real steel frame here that has this inlet groove so you can put real doors on it, real glass windows. It has heater options. There are so many options for this thing, it'd blow your mind. This thing is also a real 4-wheel drive. So it has 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. You can lock the rear differential or leave it open, and then it has a viscous lock on the front end. So you really have what is considered a true 4-wheel drive system on it. It really gives you a lot of different options in how you're going to use the machine. Well, if you'd like to check one of these out, go up to Weller's. They've got the 4-door like this, or they have a 2-door system, and then the 1000 and the 800. So you can look at all the different machines while you're there. Well, I'm Darren Kinder. We'll see you next time.
here. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, connecting you like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $3,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
The Utah Farm Bureau has always been there to fight for the needs of its members. With discount programs on items ranging from vehicles and ATVs to health and wellness. The membership fees aren't big, but the results are. We've been around since 1916, and we're not leaving anytime soon. Utah Farm Bureau. We work for those who work to feed the world.
What a great time to get out and ride the ATV and UTV. Summertime's here. However, some of the key things that one can do in order to prevent an accident or an injury on these is to know your machine. Sometimes when you're on an ATV, you have the ability to shift your weight and move around. On a UTV, you're somewhat restricted. Do a couple of things. Read your owner's manual, take an education course, and become familiar with your machine and start slowly. Utah State Parks, adventures for everyone.
Woo! Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are at the top of Skyline Drive, 10,000 glorious feet, and check out this view. Woo!
So, Ria, did you want me to just park a little further to the left?
Yeah, no, I need to get out right now. I feel like I need an O2 tank on me. Like we're at the top of,
The Skyline Drive up here?
It's amazing.
Yeah, actually, we're closer to 11,000 feet than we are to 10.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
This is as high as it gets up here. And this is kind of a dividing line because behind you is pretty much everything you see in San Pete County. And if you head this direction, you'll drop out of San Pete County and end up in Emery County. Now, if you were to drive that by the highway, it's 100 miles, but over the top, it's only 35. So it's a pretty quick trip, which gives you a good reason why to base camp at Palisades State Park, because there's so much to do.
This is a great place to recreate. There's all kinds of outdoor recreation, from ATV riding to snowmobiling. It's just a great place to get outdoors. All of the little towns along the valley have motels and even some RV campgrounds, and you can also stay at Palisades State Park.
I would let people know if they're looking for a bit more solitude but a wonderful adventure, this is a great range to do it on. You can do everything from fishing, hunting, hiking, OHV, to some of the world's best bouldering down towards Joe's Reservoir.
The altitude here is over 10,000 feet. It's one of the great places in Utah to snowmobile. There's trails that lead from the communities below, groomed trails, and they come to the top, and there's lots of open meadows and fields and lots of places to ride the powder. It's been called a boondocker's heaven, and there's lots of really neat places to hill climb and to jump off of cornices.
I am regretting not bringing at least my wife out here on this trip particularly, but I think this is a wonderful family adventure. You can do things that are really for all ages. If you want to keep it mellow, for anybody that wants a calm, or your kid, you want to keep them safe, or if you really want to do something that's a little exciting, you have that opportunity too.
We'd love to have you. You can get a free Arapeen Trail map at utahatvtrails.org, or you can get a free Skyline Snowmobile map at sandpeak.com.
High Mountain Meadows, some good friends. I feel like singing a Julie Andrews song.
Oh, don't. No, as you can see, San Pete County is absolutely beautiful. Not only is the Lieutenant Governor and his family from here.
That's why he's such a nice guy, because he's from San Pete County.
Look how happy you are when you're here.
I know.
It's gorgeous up here. Anyway, we started out at the Palisades State Park, and if you've never been, you definitely got to get there. It's beautiful here.
That's true. We often don't appreciate things like a high mountain meadow, but things we should appreciate or express more is our gratitude for Rocky Mountain ATVMC for sponsoring our Trailhead series every week. They're just there like clockwork. And for Reece Stein, who finds us the best stories in the whole world.
I'm Reece Stein at your leisure at Farmington Bay, where hundreds of youth have literally flocked to the Utah Waterfowl Festival to learn more about the wonders of the Great Salt Lake marshlands.
Okay.
The chatter of duck calls echoes across the Farmington Bay Waterfowl Management Area from the 700 kids at the 12th Annual Utah Youth Waterfowl and Outdoor Festival.
We want to get kids outside and let them experience the wonders of nature, and we want them to be exposed to waterfowl and waterfowl hunting.
Dozens of outdoor retailers, agencies, and clubs, including the Utah Falconers Association. And yes, you can hunt ducks with falcons. They all man booths along the refuge dikes, each offering the youngsters a window into outdoors and waterfowl. Maybe the best named organization is Fowl Minded.
Fowl Minded? Fowl Minded. The local conservation group out of Salt Lake.
Fowl-minded volunteers maintain nest boxes and plant vegetation to enhance the refuge. Today, they are rewarding kids who can blow their duck call with a souvenir duck decoy. And any waterfowl festival has to have dogs. This one has both retrievers and pointers, all gentle enough to be manhandled. The kids get a shot at the pellet gun range, sponsored by Utah Sportsmen for Fish and Wildlife.
Tell me about shooting the gun. What was it like?
Good.
Why?
Because it was amazing.
Did you hit the target?
Yes.
All right.
And there's the always popular climbing wall. The main attraction seems to be the airboat rides. Members of the Utah Airboat Association give the youth a spin around Farmington Bay's Unit 1.
I like seeing the smile on the kids' faces. Yeah, I love taking people for a ride that, especially have never been in an airboat before. It just blows their mind. It's a great time.
It was awesome.
Why?
I love going out on the boats. It's just something fun to go do in the water, spray mud around, watch the birds take off the water. It's just an amazing thing to see.
They've done a great job educating the kids out here and offering some fun that they might not have otherwise, so it's a lot of fun. Good time to be out with your kids.
Cody Hale is already a duck hunter and an expert caller. Cody makes me want to learn, so I turn to competitive caller Brett Wanacott.
Yep, now do that into the call, and it's going to sound good. Now close your hand and open it just a little bit, okay? And then open it when that sound hits it. Good, so you're getting there.
All right.
You're getting there, all right.
With so much competition from video games and other sports, these festivals are critical to grooming a new generation of outdoorsmen.
It's absolutely vital for us to teach these kids so that they can, so that there's someone doing it after I'm gone and you're gone. If not, this great marsh that we're sitting on today is going to be gone, and everything else, because hunters are what fund it.
Reece at your leisure at Farmington Bay.
In a place that is beyond words, there is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
It's hunting season. Families come together, friends reconnect, parents include and teach their children. Make this year's hunt great with a new utility side-by-side or ATV. Stedman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of Honda, Polaris, and Yamaha side-by-sides and ATVs. See them all at Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Does your machine need to be tuned up? Need accessories? Stedman's Parts and Service Department can help.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Let's be honest, you don't know much about Beaver County. Well, let me tell you about it. It's the birthplace of outlaw Butch Cassidy and inventor Philo T. Farnsworth. Some of the best skiing in Utah is at Eagle Point. You've got camping, Canyon Breeze Golf Course, Crusher in the Tusher's Beaver Territorial Courthouse, snowmobiling, renewable energy, Pioneer Car Show, Squeaky Cheese, ghost towns to explore, best water in the country, Paiute ATV trails, Old Frisco Kilns, horse races, hunting, fishing, and it's a good place to live. Beaver County, mountains of fun. I could tell you more, but why don't you come and see it for yourself?
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm tracking right now. I see animals have been up here.
Little hooves.
Little hooves with like two little sides, like deer or something.
Something of that nature.
You know, I really enjoy this ride, Ria.
It's a beautiful ride.
If you're ever anxious for the seasons to change, this is the kind of ride to go on, because it could have still been maybe quasi-Indian summer.
Yeah.
We drove right through autumn, and there have been traces of snow along the way up here, so we're on the edge of winter.
I know.
All in half a day.
Isn't that great? Oh, it was only like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, let's talk about our calendar of events. In a couple weeks, you want to go to Iron County because they have their Livestock and Heritage Festival. And if you're into sheep, you'll want to go to this one because their lamb burgers are delicious.
Yes. Okay. Now, how do you equate that with walking down Main Street like we did a few years ago in a sea, an ocean of wool?
That parade was the funnest parade I've ever been in. It is just so cool, and and those mules, oh my gosh, those adorable mules with their ears like this big. Those are like prize mules that they had. Oh, it's so much fun for the family.
It is a lot of fun. Well, right now we're going to turn our attention to our contest winner for our weekly sticker contest.
This week we have a Facebook winner. Mark Talbot posted this photo of not only his truck sporting an AYL sticker, but his ATV too. Call us this week at 801-947-8888 because you just won a family 4-pack for some fast kart racing.
Congrats to our winner. We always love giving away our great prizes. We've covered 3, we've covered 2, now we've covered 1. A look at next week's show.
What does it mean to be a trail hero? In 1 week, Chad and Ria are finding out at an event that focuses on opening the outdoors to everyone, especially those in the most need. Then we'll take a look at the Tibble Fork controversy and what is happening in this hotly debated region. Own the outdoors next week with At Your Leisure.
You know, a lot can happen while you're away looking at next week's show. Since you last saw us up there on top of that mountain, we've gone through a hailstorm, a snowstorm, a rainstorm. We've dropped 10,000 feet. The temperature's changed by 40 degrees, and here we are.
And he's not kidding. We really did live through that.
That's true. So remember this. If you're traveling in the shoulder season on ATVs, bring rain gear.
Yeah.
Okay, because neither one of us are smart enough to do that, but Ria was smart enough to bring a change of clothes.
Obviously, I don't have my sopping wet jeans on.
So she's dry, I'm wet, we're both cold, but we had a great time. So remember, there's adventure around every bend, snowy or not.
That's right. Just get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure.
You want to go to this livestock? Why'd you make me laugh? I was saying it.
Granted, is Rocky Mountain ATV MC. They sponsor our trailhead each week.
He doesn't like it.
No, it's not you, it's the sun again.
Hi, I'm Chad Booth from At Your Leisure. I hope you just enjoyed the YouTube video that you just watched. Now, remember, we come up with new videos like this every single week, so you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a single story that we have out. Now, you can also share us with all of your friends on social media. Here's how to do it right here. And that way, they can have fun too. If you want detailed information, we of course have our website, ayltv.com, and from there you can find out which television stations we broadcast on, so you never have to spend a day without your fix of family-oriented outdoor recreation adventure. Plus, don't forget we have really cool contests.